Be a quick video with a few improvements I've been doing to the boat. And I've done something a bit unusual. I painted a UV strip on the headsail, repainted the deck with a long-lasting non-slip finish, tidied up the interior floor, and this is my water maker. The number 3 headsail, and I want to put it on the boat on the furler, but I don't want to leave it in the sun because that will ruin it long term. So what I've done is, instead of using fabric, I've actually painted it with acrylic paint. It's like exterior house paint. It's water based, so it's not going to affect the sail at all with solvents. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I know it should work because I put a link in a forum and it was answered by a well-known designer, and he said that he uses it. Oh, you doggies. And he said it's been going for 6 years strong. Still looks good, he said. So, and the best thing about doing this is it costs nothing. I already had the paint. Very, very cheap. I was finding that the non-slip on the deck had worn, and it was only a matter of time before I slipped over. Also, the grey colour would heat up in the tropical sun and get too hot underfoot, and inside the boat was unbearably hot. I did this method on my last boat and it worked well. A 2-pack polyurethane paint with glass road marking beads. The finish is very easy to clean. Don't use sand. Sand has sharp edges and they collect dirt and mould. You can never clean it properly. See on the cabin top here? I used sand because I couldn't get any glass beads in Fiji at the time. I had to get a couple of kilograms sent by Amazon. To apply, paint a heavy thick coat of the polyurethane to a small patch of the deck. You need to work quickly. Then sprinkle the glass beads while the paint is wet, so they soak into the paint. The paint is what holds them on. I used a sieve to sprinkle the beads. There are different size glass beads. The ones I got from Amazon were the correct size, and after the paint dried, I applied another thin coat to seal them in. Don't make this coat too thick or you'll lose too much of your non-slip. Hey, fucking idiots! This will be a long-lasting deck tread. The cockpit was very grey. So I lightened it up. This, I hope, will be a huge difference to help cool the temperature inside, as the green is very strong from the colour I chose. I ran out of the glass beads for the cockpit, but found some locally. The beads were much smaller and I could not apply the sealing coat on top. Important to have non-slip deck tread, and my handrails are very low, only really come up to my knee. A single-handed sailor, you need to have a very good non-slip. The last thing you want to do is fall over. Well, the floor, I'm going to repaint that today. You can see all the patches here where the paint's worn through. It's due to be repainted or make it look a lot cleaner and a lot neater. So first I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to put a layer of epoxy, 2-pack epoxy, and then after that it will be a polyurethane top coat, and that will have a few glass beads put in it to make it non-slip, because when you're heeling right over, the floor gets a little bit slippery. You know, you're 30 degrees angle, you don't want to be slipping on the floor, so I'm trying to make it non-skid as well. This is a low-tech solution to harvesting rainwater. Also good to have if the main water tank ruptures or leaks out at sea. Could be a long way offshore with only the emergency backup water supply. An electric water maker would be nice, but it will be only when the budget allows. I had some vinyl fabric that is used for outdoor billboards lying around, and I got the edges sewn and the sides taken in to form triangles so water will flow to the center. I used some leftover through-hole fittings with an acrylic spacer. It's 3/4 inch and it fits garden hose fittings. And this is food grade clear plastic hose that runs to the freshwater tank filler on deck. The paint has been on the headsail for several months and shows no sign of wear or falling off. I hope you got something from the video, and until next time, happy sailing.